Hello, all, and welcome back to another landscape painting class tutorial. So, this is the painting which we will be doing. So, let's start. Let's discuss about the colors which we'll be using. Let's first draw a little bit of drawing over here, just a slanting line. That's it. We don't have to draw too much. And then let's discuss about the colors. So the colors which we'll be using here is white, black, violet, pink, orange, yellow, green. So these are the colors which we'll be using for this entire painting. So let's start with it. First we will do the background, then the foreground, and then the detailing. So let's start with our flat brush. Now this flat brush is from Artisil, which I am using here. So just a little bit of violet and white mix, and more of white and less of violet because it's a very powerful color. So, and don't add too much water on your brush, just water on your brush and just dip it and just remove it. If there is excess of water on your brush, just try to remove it with your towel or something and then use it. Don't use too much water when you are doing acrylic painting. So here is the first layer. So there are 2-3 colors which are in the background actually. So the first color is this violet, and a little below also there is a violet color, and in between there are orange and yellow combinations, and that also we will blend. But first let's add a little more variation to it. So blending, and most important thing is that when we do blending, we have to make sure that both the colors are wet, otherwise you will not be able to blend the colors. So make sure that both the colors are wet. Now here I am using a smaller size filbert brush for adding this orange and yellow mixed color, because I don't want too much color to be spread in between. So just adding this color and trying to blend with this violet as well. Now here blending is happening because my violet is still wet, and if your violet has dried up, just add a layer of violet there and then start blending it. Now a little bit more of yellow, and I'm blending it with orange. So you can see I'm just adding this yellow and moving it upward, and then I'll try to blend this color with this violet. So for this I will be adding a little bit of pink and white, more white and little pink, and then I'll start blending these two colors. Now when you are doing it on a paper, one coat is more than enough, but when you are doing on an MDF or canvas, try to do at least 2 coats of the background part so that it becomes more clean and neat, especially the blending part of the sky. As you can see, I'm just trying to blend both the colors so that it looks like even. Now once we are done with this, if you are adding the second coat to this, make sure that the first coat has completely dried. So let's add below this little bit of this black and this lemon yellow color to make it a little greenish color, and I'm just covering the below part, which is the ground part. So currently the color is very dark, it's almost like dark greenish color which I'm applying over here, and I don't want any smooth finish of the green, so I'm just moving the brush in the vertical direction and filling this area. Just try to fill in this complete area with the same process. Now let's add grass details to it. I'm just taking green and lemon yellow mix to make it a little lighter color, and with just the tip of the brush, I'm just using the tip of the fan brush to create certain grass effect, the textures which will come. So when you are using this fan brush, this is a Bristol fan brush and it's completely dry. I haven't used water in this brush. So whenever you are creating this texture, don't dip your brush in the water. Just use the brush like dry brush, and then only this texture effect will come up. And when you are dabbing your brush, make sure that don't press the brush. It should be very light. Then only that small textures will come up very nicely. Otherwise that texture will not come up. And don't use any water on your color also, as well as on your brush also. As you can see the effect how it is coming up. So just you have to fill in this whole entire region of the land with this technique. Once this above part has dried up, then only try to add the second coat of color. Otherwise, if you will add it on a wet and semi-wet color, the colors will start breaking. So keep that thing in mind. When it is completely dry, then only add a second layer. You can see I'm slowly adding, but still I can see that it is not completely dry. So just adding a bit of more of this same color, and I'm just adding few more layers to it. Just repeating the same process, same color, and just trying to make it more even. And blending plays a very important role in each and every painting. Whether you are doing any portrait painting or any landscape painting or anything, blending is very important. Even in the flowers also we need proper blending. Otherwise you will not be able to do the painting perfectly. So keep that in mind. And just few things you have to keep in mind, that when you are blending the colors, both the color has to be wet, then only the colors will blend together. If one color has dried up, just add a layer of the same color and then start blending it. And if you are trying out this painting, do tag me on my Instagram, that is Mohini Art Gallery, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Also, if you want to learn any painting which you want to learn it in full step by step, then you can always DM me on my Instagram, or you can comment me in the comment box. So now here I'm making a little sun with my rigger brush, just a small circle with white and little bit of yellow in it. Now let's create tree over here, a beautiful tree. Just creating the tree trunk and then the branches. But first I'm creating a tree trunk, making it a little broad from below. And then just keeping in mind that how broad the whole tree structure will be, I'll put some dots over there, and then accordingly I'll create the branches. So use your rigger brush for doing this, and make sure that your color is little bit wet. It should not be thick color, otherwise you will not be able to create the lines. The color should be fluid form, then only you will be able to create some nice lines, branches. Simple tree formation is this. Slowly we'll move towards the difficult one also, but since this is a beginner level class, so I'm just teaching you the simple trees and how to create simple branches. So whenever you are creating the branches, just make it in a break. Don't make it like a smooth or like a spiral thing. It should be in breaks. It should break the branches, then only it looks good and beautiful. So in this we have mostly learned the background painting, the trees, and how to create a beautiful grass effect using the fan brush. Slowly we'll move towards different techniques, that how we can use acrylics. So this is just the start of it, and this is a third video. There are already 2 videos which I have uploaded. You can see that as well if you want. And if you're trying any of these paintings, do tag me on my Instagram, that is Mohiniartgallery. I will love to see that. And if you have any questions, any queries, you can always ask me in the comment box. So there are some small branches which are very fine, so try to use your rigger brush only for creating these branches here and there. Currently I am mostly focused towards the landscape painting, then slowly we'll move towards the portrait painting as well. So first I'm mostly focusing towards the landscape painting, then the then bird portrait, then the flower painting. We'll move onwards with that also. So just adding little bit of the textures with my filbert brush on the just top of it. Just dry brush. Whenever you have to create any texture, use dry brush. And this painting is almost complete. And don't forget to like, subscribe and share this painting. If anyone you want to learn acrylic painting, please do share them as well. This painting is finally complete.